All right, hey everybody, welcome back to the channel. This is Robbie with Smirking Gun Reviews, and I wanted to kick off June because June's going to be big. This whole summer is going to be big, but I wanted to kick off June, my first video of June, with something that I'm passionate about and something I haven't done in forever, and that's talk about comic books. So this is going to isolate and alienate some of my viewers, but for people who love comics, I'm finally getting back on track to my comics. And I wanted to talk about a very special one to me, maybe to a lot of people, and that is Batman: Last Knight on Earth, Book 1. It is the continuing final story from Scott Snyder and Greg Capullo, their last Batman story. This is the standard version, which is fucking awesome. This one is pretty much just as good. And so full spoilers if you've not read these books. Maybe this is a way for you to just hear the story. But if you haven't read Scott Snyder and Greg Capullo's, hang on a second. All right, we're back. Like I was saying, if you haven't read Batman by Scott Snyder and Greg Capullo, his run, and I don't even have them all, but includes Volume 1, The Court of Owls, Volume 2, City of Owls, Volume 3, Death of the Family, fucking awesome. And then you have, the other one that I have is Book 4, Batman, 0 Year Secret City. These are some damn good Batman stories. And so when I heard that this was coming out, I was so excited because this is taking place in the future at the end of everything. And it really is the end of pretty much everything. So like I said, it starts out where Batman is investigating this situation, and it's in Crime Alley, and there's this like kid sitting there, and it turns out to be like this mechanical thing. It goes off, and Batman wakes up in Arkham Asylum, and all the villains are his keepers, and Alfred is there, and what they're telling him is he killed his parents, and that he's been in here ever since, and he thinks that everybody in there are the bad guys, and he's created this whole fantasy for himself, and he's finally coming out of it. And what's amazing here is that it reminds me of there's a Buffy episode where she wakes up and she's in an insane asylum, and everybody is trying to convince her that none of this happened, and that it's all a lie, and she's just made up all these stories as being a superhero killing vampires. It just made me think of that right off the bat, except this is darker, crazier. Because Batman, of course, he don't buy it, man. He is not buying he's not drinking the Kool-Aid. He is not buying what they're selling. And eventually, he finally gets Alfred, he escapes, and he's running through Arkham Asylum, and he finally gets Alfred to tell him what's really going on. And it turns out that he created this world, Alfred created this world for him where there is no more fight, because on the outside world, after what happened to him when he woke up and everything, the whole world went to hell. And it's kind of all their fault. All the heroes failed, and it was the people that turned on them. Lex Luthor put some ideas in people's heads. It backfired. They killed him, and then they began to kill all the heroes. Now, don't ask me how that happened. Maybe they'll show it in another issue, because this is just book 1. So I don't know where Clark is, but they say he fell. But the people of Earth decided to go against us and started killing all the heroes. And it was because Batman let them in to the Justice League, the Hall of Justice. Because he thought that if he let them in, they wouldn't, this wouldn't end the way it did. And so Bruce, he can't accept this still. He doesn't want to stay here. He wants to see for himself. And Alfred, who now is an old man, very old man, lets Bruce leave. Well, doesn't let him leave, but he takes his suit and he leaves. And outside, it's basically the whole mansion and everything has been covered by a red desert. And at the top of it, where he comes out, is this like light pole with a little post with a lantern attached to it. And inside the lantern is Joker's head that is still somehow able to talk. It's all really, really freaking cool, because of course he is. You can't have it without him. I love this artwork. Greg Capullo's art is so fantastic. He was the second artist to do Spawn after Todd McFarlane did. So if you don't know Greg Capullo's work, it's freaking amazing. He is, in a lot of ways to me, superior to Todd McFarlane. But I love Todd. I love his art. I just don't like his stories. But anyway, we're not talking about Todd. We're talking about Batman. And so he takes the Joker head and they begin a search to see what's happened. And he finds out that Green Lantern rings were raining down. People were picking them up and using them without training. And so everything even got worse and worse and worse. Like just cool stuff here, man. Just bananas stuff. Well, eventually though, he is helped out by Poison Ivy and what I want to say, the girl from DC's Legends of Tomorrow, the original one with the totems and stuff. There's a bunch of what they call Amazons, a group of them called Amazons, led by Wonder Woman, who you got Supergirl, looks like you've got some sort of Nightwing-looking female Batman character here, but I'm sure that's a character I just don't recognize. But just Diana's wearing like Dr. Fate's helmet because Dr. Fate is dead and there is no more magic in the world. It's just bananas. And so she lays out to him that Alfred, well, one of the last things that Bruce Wayne did was create a machine where every generation a Batman would be born, a Bruce Wayne would be born to be Batman for this universe. And that he is one of those Bruce Waynes, that the original has been gone for a while. And that the plan is to take what's left of humanity even darker or deeper into the earth because they can't go up there anymore. They can't live up there. And there's about 100,000 people that Diana has made a deal with the Lord of the Dead to take what's left of humanity into Hades. Well, Bruce, of course, they want him to go with, but he's not having it, and he decides to leave to go find out what's going on because once it's Batman. Of course he is. And then we find out that the narrator that's been kind of telling the story, that's been little by little telling the story throughout, actually is the Joker. And so I'm assuming that right now, and what we don't know later, it sounds like Joker is kind of talking about Batman in the past tense, meaning that he survived, his head did anyway, or something. And I don't know. And there's a villain named Omega that seems to be one of Batman's disciples. So who is it? And I hope it's not, just something really obvious, but it'll be really, really interesting to see who Omega is and how Omega has taken over everything. And it would make sense, because if Bruce isn't there and somebody went bad, who would it be? I hope it's not Damian. I'd like to see it be somebody unexpected, but that's just book one. And I just wanted to share it with people. I want to get back into comics. I mean, I thought about giving a review for the entire series of Heroes in Crisis, but I'm still processing Heroes in Crisis because I don't quite... But anyway, that's it. So if anybody liked this little it's not a review. Here's the review. It's aces. It's awesome. Pick it up and read it. It's really, really exciting to be excited about a Batman story because Batman's kind of had a rough year. And if you don't know what I'm talking about, well, look it up. But so if you liked this recap of Batman Last Night on Earth Book 1, hit the like button, comment, share, subscribe, all that jazz. Otherwise, yes, I am totally caught up with my comic books and they're coming back in a big way. So that's just a surprise for June for anybody that's been wondering, where the hell are the comic book reviews? Here they are. So this is Robin Smirking on Reviews saying have a great day and keep reading, everybody. Bye.